What's up everybody? In this video we're going to compare the LG Stylo 6 with the iPhone 12 mini. The Stylo 6 is a budget device mostly found on prepaid, so you can probably get this phone for free, while the iPhone 12 mini is the cheapest iPhone 12 model. It is also very tiny and comes with a price tag of around $700. So let's go into the specs and see what we come out with. So the most standout feature of the Stylo 6 is coming from its name. It actually has a stylus built in. That is something that the iPhone 12 mini does not have. There's no such thing as a stylus for the iPhones yet. So that's one standout feature win for the Stylo 6. As for the network, the Stylo 6 is a LTE only phone, while the iPhone 12 mini is a 5G phone. So if you're lucky to be in a 5G coverage area, you'll enjoy faster speeds. But I think on a regular day-to-day basis, most people will be totally fine on LTE on both of these devices. Let's go over the overall sizes of these devices. The Stylo 6 has a height of 6.7 inches, 12 mini 5.1 inches. For the width, the Stylo is a little bit over 3 inches wide, 12 mini 2.5 inches wide. Thickness, Stylo is 0.34 inches, 12 mini 0.29 inches. So we have a really big, huge LG Stylo 6 with a super tiny, probably the tiniest phone that we have out that has 5G in the 12 mini. There's also a big difference in weight. The Stylo weighs 7.7 ounces. The 12 mini is a measly 4.76 ounces. So the 12 mini will feel very, very lightweight in your pocket, while the Stylo 6 packs serious heft. The iPhone 12 mini comes with that IP68 dust and water resistance, so you can dunk it in water, while the Stylo 6 doesn't have that. But I think most people, if they're careful with these phones, they should be fine. Let's talk about the displays. We have a IPS LCD on the Stylo 6, while the iPhone has Super Retina XDR OLED HDR10 display. So obviously the iPhone has a super nice screen, not too bad on the Stylo 6. The Stylo 6 has a 6.8-inch screen, a 12 mini 5.4 inches. You got 82% screen to body ratio on the Stylo, and the iPhone 12 mini has 85% screen to body ratio. So minimal bezels on these devices. Resolution on the Stylo has a 1080p full HD screen. The 12 mini also has a 1080p full HD screen as well. So both of these are 1080p, but the screen, the overall display and screen quality on the iPhone 12 mini is going to be superior to the Stylo 6. The Stylo 6 for the software is running Android 10 with an LG skin on it. The 12 mini is running iOS 14, and it's probably going to get upgraded like to 5 more updates, so like iOS 19. The Stylo 6 sadly is probably not going to get updated past Android 10. The processor on the Stylo is a MediaTek Helio P35, while the iPhone 12 mini has an A14 Bionic. So the Stylo 6 has a lower end processor. You know, it does everything good, just, you know, it won't run anything crazy, while the Bionic chip on the Apple iPhone 12 mini will run pretty much every single app that's available in the App Store and then some. But for everyday apps, both of these phones will handle them no problem. Another difference between these devices is personal preference on Android versus iPhone. For me personally, the things that stick out on iOS is iMessage, FaceTime, iMovie, and AirDrop, just to name a few. But Android has a lot of, it's very customizable, so you could do a lot of things that the iPhone can't. For the internal storage, the Stylo 6 has 64 gigs. Also, 12 mini has 64 gigs of storage. So very impressive from the Stylo. It has the same amount of storage as a higher end iPhone. Also, a big bonus to the Stylo, you got a micro SD card slot, so you could expand storage for very cheap. And you get to put all your movies, your apps, your music, pretty much everything. I don't think people will run out of storage with the Stylo, maybe on the iPhone. For the RAM, the Stylo has 3 gigs of RAM, which is the baseline. It's pretty good for a budget-free device. the iPhone has 4 gigs of RAM, but iOS really uses RAM efficiently. But for most people and most apps, and I'm talking about, you know, running a whole mess of different regular apps, it shouldn't be so much of a problem on either of these devices. Moving on to the camera, there's a 3-camera setup on the Stylo 6, a 13 megapixel main, 5 megapixel ultra wide, and 5 megapixel depth. iPhone 12 mini has a dual camera setup. We got a 12 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide. The Stylo 6 films video in 1080p, while the iPhone 12 mini has 4K video capability. In a nutshell, both of these phones are good. The Stylo 6 will take average. It won't blow you away, but it will take very decent shots to send on social media or to your friends in a message. But the overall nice quality, best-in-class camera is always going to be on the flagship iPhone, and this one will not disappoint you. It will take better pictures than the Stylo 6, and also with nice video as well. For the selfie camera, the Stylo 6 has a 13 megapixel shooter. iPhone has a 12 megapixel shooter on the front for the selfie. Stylo selfie shoots at 1080p. We have 4K on the iPhone 12. So basically, it's just a lot more quality on the iPhone 12 mini. But you know, you will not be blown away by the Stylo 6, but you also will not be disappointed. One bonus on the Stylo is you're getting a headphone jack. You do not get a headphone jack on the iPhone 12 mini. So if you haven't fully embraced wireless, you will really like the Stylo, so you can hook up your headphones, your mic, and your aux cord with your car. Both of these phones are rocking Bluetooth 5.0, and that's how you're going to connect your smartwatch and your wireless headphones. If you're like me, I fully embraced wireless, so these will work perfectly with these other devices. You do not get NFC on the Stylo, while you do get NFC on the iPhone 12 mini, but that's reserved mostly for Apple Pay. You got the USB Type-C port on the Stylo, and you have a Lightning port on the iPhone 12 mini. Both of these are used for charging and data transfer. But the USB Type-C is found on way more devices than the Lightning port, such as laptops and tablets and headphones and just a ton of different devices. It could be a MacBook, it could be a Chromebook, another Android phone, a Windows PC. The Lightning port is useful on the iPhone 12 mini if you have a lot of other Apple-made devices. For the unlocking method on these devices, the Stylo 6 has a rear fingerprint sensor. Very easy, very reliable. And the Face ID is used to unlock the device on the iPhone 12 mini. Also very, very reliable, but very different from the fingerprint method. Next, a very, very different case for batteries on these phones. Battery life, very important. Stylo 6 is rocking a 4,000 milliamp battery, while the iPhone 12 mini has a 2,227 milliamp battery. Pretty much almost half the battery size of the Stylo 6. It's safe to say that the Stylo 6 has an awesome size battery, especially that it has a lower resolution screen, you know, or lower quality screen, and a lower end processor, so the battery should last super all day long, get super good battery life. The iPhone 12 mini is probably its biggest downfall is the small battery size. You will be reaching for the charger. Luckily, the iPhone 12 mini does have fast charging at 20 watts, so you could charge the phone up 50% in 30 minutes. It also has wireless charging, MagSafe. But at the end of the day, the battery champ here is the Stylo 6 by a long shot. So in my conclusion, there's a couple of things that stick out to me on the Stylo 6 and the iPhone 12 mini. The big difference in the Stylo 6 is going to be that it includes a stylus. I like that feature. It makes it stand out from the crowd. The battery size is pretty good. It has an ultra wide camera and has a pretty big screen. The iPhone 12 mini, if you like small phones, then you're going to fall in love with the size. That feature makes it stand out from the rest of the iPhones. The battery is what kills this phone. You need to reach for the charger. It won't last you all day, as opposed to the Stylo 6. Other than that, you can take very good quality video and pictures with the cameras on the front and on the back on the iPhone 12 mini. So that has been my review of the specs of the Stylo 6 and the iPhone 12 mini. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.